Okay, so now that we have our text in, the next thing we're going to focus on is adding some sort of graphic or maybe just a fill to our background. So currently my background is just white. If you notice when I clicked here, you can see these little dots. They are highlighting my inner circle. If I click out farther, now it's the entire circle. I want to focus just on my inner circle to start. So up here at the top, you can see this area that's in dark. If I go to where it says Drawing Tools and I'm going to format, this is a shape. So right here I can change the shape fill to anything I want, and just by putting my mouse over it I can see what it's going to look like. So I could do just a red fill. Again, the colors of TSA are red, blue, and white, so that wouldn't be a bad idea. Another thing that you can do is go to shape fill, and down here at the bottom you can fill it with a tint. If there's a color somewhere on the page that you really want, you could do that. A picture. So if I clicked on picture, they'll actually find pictures for you. If you search on the internet, or if you have a picture saved, and we'll talk about that in just a second. I have some pictures saved in here. Let's just pretend I want to add this picture of Snapchat, which I don't really want, but I'm going to pretend like I do. If I click that, if you notice, it inserts that picture in for me. Now the problem is Snapchat is a copyrighted image, so we'll talk about this in the next segment, but if you are going to use photographs from the internet or any sort of photograph or graphic image logo, it has to be cited. So again, you can fill the background just as this is filling. You can fill it with a picture. I don't want to fill it with a picture, so I'm going to change this. I'm going to go to where it says gradient. So gradients are basically changing from one area to another area with light and a color. So as I'm doing this, you can see that it's changing. So if I click this one, you can see it's darker on the outside and lighter on the inside, which that's an effect a lot of people like. Another effect that you can do is more gradients, and some people really like doing this. So I'll move this over to the side so we can see it. So down here at the bottom there's a whole bunch of what we call gradient stops. Each stop or each little arrow that comes down will be a different color. So if I put a stop right here, and let's say I change the color to, right now it's red, I can change it to yellow, and then let's say I have the next stop and I want the next color to be orange, and then another stop, I want it to be green, and another stop and I want it to be blue, and this last stop, let's say I want it to be purple. I say OK. Now if you watch, this changed my entire design completely. Now the gradient that I had chosen was this center one. If I want to go with something different, like let's say lines, it's going to make my design look completely different too. It's just kind of hard to see right now. Let me see if I can move this off to the side so you can see it. Let me try that again. So you can see as I do this, now it's at striped lines. So if I choose this one, you can see it's starting with red, going to yellow, orange, green, blue, purple. If you want, let's say, more red to be showing up, if I go back into, again, more gradients, and I move this over, if I want more red, I can just pull that slide bar over, and it should give me more red and less of the yellow, or vice versa. Or I could add another one in, and I could say, hey, I want that to be more red, and more red will show up. So you can see now there's more red. So you can adjust it. So if you want to do something like that, you may. Now right now I just did the interior circle. I should also get my exterior circle matching. So I'm going to click on that, and I would just choose one color for that exterior circle. So I'm going to choose purple to be the whole thing. And you can see there's a line there. I don't want, that's my interior circle. I want that outline to match, so I would change that. Notice here, right here, I clicked outline. You don't want to see that white circle the whole way around. Now I'm going to go back to red because I need this to match my overall theme. My overall theme, TSA colors are not rainbow. So I really need to go back to this matching what I need it to really look like. So I need the outline for that to be red, and then I got to select my interior circle again, and I want to use that gradient that I had earlier. And I need to adjust all those colors I had. So if I get back into more gradients, I have all these stops now. I'm going to get rid of some of them. So if I click on them and then I just hit this little X, it'll delete all the ones that I added in. I can say OK. And now you can see I'm going dark to light. And this outer one I should probably have matched my other color so that it looks more streamlined. So that's a little bit better. Matches a little bit better. Okay, so that is adding color to our background. Now, the next segment is going to be adding some sort of graphic. But before you do that, in case you do want to add a picture to your background, if you go out to the internet And let's say I want a picture of the Technology Student Association logo. Oops. So I Googled that, and if I go to images, there are a bunch of different ones come up. Maybe I want that to actually be like my background picture. So I find one that I like, and I like this one. It's got a little bit more of a design to it. So if I right click, I need to save it. So I'm going to hit Save Image As, and I'm going to save mine into my downloads. And this one's called TSA New. I'm going to hit Save. Now if I come back in here and I go to Shape Fill, and again I'm going to fill it with a picture. I'm going to browse from my file, and I'm going to go into those downloads. So right here it says it's in downloads. There's that picture, and I'm going to hit Insert. Now notice how it's there, which is great, but maybe I want to actually be able to see it. Like, you notice how I'm missing some of it? So maybe this wasn't the best way to fill it for me, but if there's a picture out there that you want to fill the background, like I've had people fill their background with a starry night, or fill their background where it looks like it's a basketball court, or fill the background where it looks like it's a beach, you can certainly do that. That's another way to fill your background. So this segment again was on adding fill or color to your background circles, your inner and your outer circles. And at this point, as soon as you find something you like, you make sure you go up to the top and hit the Save button. And that is it for this segment.